Hey guys, it's Ash, and many of you guys have been asking me to update my video on the best and worst cards in the game. Now, obviously the game changes frequently over time, it goes through a lot of trends, and Supercell does make balancing changes every update. So I decided to make this a monthly series in which at the start of every month, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on what the best cards are to focus on and upgrading. Also, this time I'm not going to give you guys a worst cards list because even though it's my own opinion, I still have haters. Not only that, I believe that every card has its own niche in the game. So it becomes incredibly difficult to choose the 5 cards that I believe to be the worst in the game. So instead of that, I'm just going to give you guys my opinions on the best cards in the game. First, I'm going to share what I believe to be the top 10 best common cards and rare cards. And then at the end, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on the top 5 epic cards in the game. So the first card we have on the list is the Elixir Collector. If you guys currently look at the TV Royale on what the top players are using nowadays, you're going to find that more than half of them have the Elixir Collector in their deck. And this is an extremely deadly card. It has a lifetime of 70 seconds, which allows it to produce 7 Elixir within its lifetime, which means that you will profit by 2 Elixir in the long run, which is awesome and helps with late game rush attacks that are just so highly effective during double Elixir time. And although it's not always utilized as a defense, the Elixir Collector also has a great defensive potential with its very high HP when placed at the center. I actually think that the Elixir Collector may be the best card in the game. Next, we have the arrows. In my previous list, I had the arrows ranked at the top, and I still believe that the arrows card is just among the best cards in the game. With only 3 Elixir, it provides a big value, especially when combined with its 4-tile radius, which no other spell card has. It's just so easy to obtain profit with it by simply placing it on a Minion horde, Goblin barrel, Skeleton army, and so on. Not only that, the best way to use it is to obtain even greater value by dealing damage onto multiple troops or buildings that your opponent clumped together. With so many nerfs to defensive buildings, the Hog Rider quickly climbed to the top as a top 5 card in the game. He is undoubtedly the best offensive card in the game. He has very decent HP, he's very fast, powerful, and can go straight for the arena tower, making him a very annoying card to stop when you don't have multiple buildings. Not only that, the most frightening aspect of the Hog Rider in my opinion is that he only costs 4 Elixir. This allows you to form powerful combinations without having to spend so much Elixir. For example, the Hog Rider with Freeze Spell or Zap Spell is among the most powerful offensive combos in the game. The Spear Goblins are a cheap 2 Elixir card with a great value. Unlike archers, they're very fast and have a fast attack speed and are cheaper. Their ability to pressure the opponent into defending or taking tower damage is also a very good starting hand strategy. The 3 Spear Goblins together also make for a strong air targeting combo behind a tank such as a Giant or a Golem. They are an excellent way to make profit with Elixir. By simply using them on defense with the arena tower, you can make a big profit in Elixir. Goblins are another very cheap 2 Elixir card with amazing value. The 3 goblins do incredible damage together. For example, 3 level 8 goblins together do 261 damage per second, which makes them an excellent defense. With just 2 Elixir cost, you can quickly obtain a big Elixir profit. The goblins are the best and quick counter to the Hog Rider, allowing you to also obtain a 2 Elixir profit. You will very commonly see goblins and spear goblins used among the best players in the game. Goblins are also an excellent substitute for barbarians if your average elixir cost is too high. For only 2 elixir, they can do so much as opposed to spending 5 elixir for barbarians. The Minion Horde is probably my favorite defensive card in the game right now due to the whole plight created by the Pekkas, Golems, Double Prince, and Hog Rider decks among high level play. The Minion Horde is an extremely versatile card for countering so many of these threats. The only setback is their weakness to arrows and Zap Spell. However, I've defeated so many players 2 levels higher than me by simply forcing them to use their arrows on my low HP troops, then swarming them with the Minion Horde. The Minion Horde can single-handedly take down an arena tower if you don't defend against it. Its incredible usefulness on both defense and offense makes it one of the best cards in the game. Similar to the Minion Horde, the Barbarians card is also an incredibly useful card for both defense and offense, with its ability to also counter some of the biggest threats in the game. However, with the rise in popularity of the Dark Prince and Valkyrie, as well as Ice Wizard and Princess in high level play, most top players have decided to go with the Minion Horde over the Barbarians in their deck. However, the Barbarians are not weak to arrows like the Minion Horde. Usually, if a player already has the goblins in their deck, they will go with the Minion Horde, as having too many ground melee troops isn't a good idea. However, you're gonna see a lot of great decks utilizing both the Barbarians and Minion Horde in the same deck due to both their ability to defend against the biggest threats in the game. It's quite a travesty that many players are unaware of one of the deadliest cards in the game. Yes, the 1 Elixir Skeletons card. Many new players would poke fun at it without realizing what this card can do, while the experienced and truly skilled players understand the incredible power of this card and how it can equate to winning. This card is made for winners. It is very similar to the 2 Elixir Goblins card, but only costs 1 Elixir. To demonstrate its power, I'll use the Goblins again for comparison. I told you guys that 3 level 8 Goblins do 261 damage per second together. However, the 1 Elixir Skeletons card summons 4 Skeletons, and 4 level 8 Skeletons together do an amazing 228 damage per second. Currently, the 2 Elixir Goblin card surpasses the 1 Elixir Skeletons in usage, but with time you guys will see how the 1 Elixir Skeleton surpasses the Goblins. Another underrated aspect of the Skeletons is that due to their only 1 Elixir cost, you can use them during double Elixir time to quickly cycle through your cards without spending too much Elixir. In my previous best and worst cards list, I had the Valkyrie listed as one of the worst cards in the game. Well, I would like to formally apologize to her because with the many recent buffs, she has turned into one of the best cards in the game while only costing 4 Elixir. She is much more bulkier and powerful now. Although not a ranged attacker like the Wizard, she can instead act as a meat shield for your other ranged attackers with her very decent HP. While this also allows her to glue herself to other melee troops such as the Pekka, disallowing the defender of distracting your Pekka. She is a distraction killer. The main difference between the Valkyrie and the Wizard is that the Valkyrie is unable to target air troops, especially the Minion Horde. But she's still cheaper than the Wizard and has more than twice the HP of a Wizard. Just make sure to have other ways of defending against the Minion Horde, such as the arrows and the fireball. So few people know about the secret of the Zap spell. Before the Zap spell received the ability to stun your opponent's troop and buildings for 1 second, it was a mystery as to what the purpose of this spell was when the arrows card far outweighed it. However, people undervalued the difference between 1 Elixir. Even though the Zap spell was unable to one-shot many threats such as the Minion Horde, skilled players understood its true value. It was still able to weaken the Minion Horde, allowing your arena tower to finish off all the minions quickly, obtaining you a 3 Elixir profit. Now with the 1 second stun effect, this card has such a great value for only 2 Elixir. Combine it with the Hog Rider and you have one of the cheapest and deadliest offensive combos in the game, the Hog Rider with Zap Spell, only 6 Elixir. The Fireball card has been losing popularity in high level play due to the addition of legendaries that can deal area damage and the recent nerf of area damage spell cards on the arena towers. But I still believe that the Fireball is one of the best cards in the game and is often misused and unused due to inexperience. The best way to use the Fireball to obtain value is to not just simply use it on something like Barbarians, nor is it a good idea to use it on arena towers early. It's not even a good idea to use it on an Elixir Collector or Mortar and Arena Tower at the same time. The art of the Fireball is to accurately and timely drop it under key opportunities when your opponent clumps troops and buildings together. Simply dropping a Fireball on a Mortar is a bad move, as the Fireball only costs 4 Elixir while only dealing about 50% damage to the mortar. A smart attacker will productively use the Fireball on the mortar and another troop or building at the same time to obtain a net positive value. For example, Fireball on mortar and Inferno at the same time, or instead of simply fireballing a group of barbarians, the smart attacker will wait for his opponent to deploy a supporting troop behind the barbarians, say a wizard, and then fireball both the group of barbarians and the wizard at the same time and obtain an incredible value this way. Fireballing the Elixir collector is also a horrible move as you're expending 4 Elixir while only dealing about 40% on the collector, which can still produce a net 3 Elixir in profit. Proper use of the Fireball wins games. Now I'm going to give you guys what I believe to be the top 5 epic cards in the game. Meaning if you see these cards in the shop, then you should probably focus on buying them and also work on upgrading them as they will get you far. The Free Spell was undoubtedly the best epic card when the game was first released in its soft launch state. It used to have an incredible 4-tile radius and even lasted a lot longer at higher levels. After a few weeks, it was nerfed to a 3-tile radius. So many players had decided that the radius was too small, so they stopped using the card. So its usage fell off heavily. However, with the many recent changes, especially all the nerfs to defensive buildings, this gave way to a more offensive dominant metagame, bringing back the Free Spell to its former glory. Today, the Free Spell is used alongside some of the deadliest combos in the game with the Hog Rider, Balloon, Double Prince, Pekka, and so on. The Pekka's usage skyrocketed ever since her Elixir cost reduction to 7 and the advent of 3 new incredibly powerful troops, the Princess, Ice Wizard, and Dark Prince. How does this affect the Pekka? Well, all of these troops have one thing in common. They all deal area damage, and the Pekka is weak to hordes of low HP troops. Thus, it became ideal to surround these troops with the Pekka, a behemoth with incredibly high HP and power. The Dark Prince is no dark horse. While you have the whole trend of using both the Prince and Dark Prince in the same deck, I actually believe that it's better not to have them in the same deck or playing them both at once recklessly. I just love when someone throws in both their princes together and I just use my minion horde to quickly take them out, and since they spent 9 Elixir on that combo, they struggle to play the arrows on time if they have it in their hand. Now, the Dark Prince is just a powerful card with his ability to deal area damage and only costs 4 Elixir, something that places him in a tier above the Prince. The Golem is definitely one of the best troops in the game. Unfortunately, the Golem is also one of the most expensive cards, costing 8 Elixir to use. But that's warranted because of his very high HP, death damage, and ability to generate Golem mites after his death. All this just makes him one of the best epics. The Baby Dragon would be my pick as the most versatile and useful epic card in the game. Definitely not the most powerful card, but he can fit in almost any deck. He's bulky, so you can use your ranged attackers behind him. He does splash damage and can target both ground and air troops, which is very important for defeating hordes and HUD spammers. However, with the introduction of the Princess, Ice Wizard, and Dark Prince, the Baby Dragon has also been seeing a big decrease in usage among top players. Otherwise, he is still one of the most useful cards in the game. So that's my list of the best cards in the game. If you guys believe that I missed a card that deserves to be on this list, then feel free to add it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and also subscribe for more great Clash Royale content and strategy videos. I'll see you guys again soon. Later.